his videos a little
You
bit
love
deeper.
him.
No, I'm thinking that he might be onto something. I don't know if he has it all figured out. But what do you think? He's got a pretty good idea, huh?
Hey,
You said you liked him.
That proves you're a flat earther.
No, I mean, look, we're all flat earthers by default, though.
No, we're all global.
Yeah, we are.
Default.
We're born into an experience of a stationary plane. That's all we are.
I don't experience a
That's
stationary
all.
plane.
Okay, well then you're ridiculous.
No, I experienced it being on the edge of a globe.
Oh, okay. You experience
rotating through.
You feel like you're rotating and you're seeing curve all day. Okay.
I don't
well,
see
then there you go.
all
You're the best globe we've ever seen.
The sky
you can actually experience the
globe.
It's amazing that you experience the globe.
Okay.
I thought it'd be funny though if someone had a rare condition where they actually could feel the spin of the Earth. You know, I wanted to do a skit about that where there's like this pandemic of people that like they're all of a sudden like somehow able to sense the Earth's rotation, and they're like stumbling down the street, like clinging to the walls. And
this is a big misunderstanding. You're having another misunderstanding, and then fantasizing about it.
What are you talking about?
You're a concave, really.
Fantasizing based on your misunderstanding of the model you don't believe in anymore.
I used to think that would made sense because of the authority behind it, but then I realized the authority was lying. So
but now you've had a fantasy about someone wobbling around because Earth is spinning, which doesn't.
No, I said it'd be a funny. I said it'd be a funny skit if somehow people were like all of a sudden able to sense the spin that we're supposed to. It would be funny because it's so ridiculous that we would be spinning without.
Okay, I'm going to make up a funny skit. It's a globe Earth. Everyone's happy. Flat Earth comes on the internet with Eric DeBay, and everyone stops and wobbles and falls over because suddenly Earth stopped rotating.
I'm not trying to make it realistic.
That's my skit. Suddenly it stops moving, and everyone's like, "Whoa!" and falls the opposite way like an escalator.
Yeah, babies can't walk because of the spin of the Earth.
What a hilarious skit that would be.
Oh yeah, they were saying that. Wasn't there a report about the babies being able to sense it somehow or something like that? Oh, they couldn't walk it. They wobble at first, right? Because they're not used to it, but then they get
they're not used to it.
We've got a balance system that doesn't always work for everybody.
They also said something about the amount of people in China affected the wobble. Remember that? The report about the amount of people that were heavy enough to affect the wobble of the Earth. You know, we're wobbling too. We're supposedly wobbling too.
When the army marches.
The wobbling
that's
of
why
Earth
Australia had to be inundated with Chinese. It was to balance out the globe. We had no choice. We had to have mass Chinese immigration.
Ballast.
What's wrong with
It's balanced now, guys. All good. All good. It's all balanced. Back to sleep.
I think we should invest in artificial placentas where we could attach them like a diving suit to our belly button, which used to be our umbilical cord.
I've heard you saying that earlier. That's a good idea.
Yeah, because I mean that is really something. Artificial placenta is the way.
You're right. Maybe that's where the sea people. What the sea people.
It's not the way, Carlos. Come on.
Sounds like the sticks of day.
Well, I tried to change the subject because it was spiraling.
Okay, good. Yeah, well then it's the way. Yeah, a little incubation chamber. That's definitely the way.
Well, they have those med beds now. They kind of work like a little incubation chamber. They're supposedly the med beds. What do you guys think about that? Have you heard about the med beds? You get in that little chamber and you lie down in it, and it fixes you, heals you. You guys heard about that? There's also the along with what we were talking about earlier with the cathedrals that used to have the organs that would pump this music and maybe even frequencies through the windows that, or at the time the stained glass maybe wasn't filled in, and that the design of those stained glass windows, that the frequencies would go through those metal crevices, and somehow that maybe that would affect the frequency in a way that was healing to the people. Who knows? But the filling in of the stained glass was with the way they muted the sound, supposedly. That's the theory. And that these cathedrals are actually healing chambers, right? And there's healing chambers with healing frequency chambers. You can look up stuff on that.
Let me tell you what I think about that. Yes, they are healing chambers. Yes, they would vibrate sounds through the building, and yes, it's supposed to echo and make you feel things. But no, the stained glass windows are not an amplifying system for the outdoors.
We're not talking
How do you know
about
that?
the actual
Oh,
stained
hang
glass.
on, hang on.
How
I
would
think
you know that,
Dawn was
Don?
there. Everyone, listen to Dawn. He must have been there. He knows. What was it like, Dawn?
I have better discernment than you guys on these new theories.
Oh, you just
I have to help
decided.
bring
You
you
just
back to
decided
earth.
it wasn't true. You just decide what's true and what's
Oh, I
not true.
gave you half of it. Most of it was true. The main important bit was true, but the silly stained glass window bit.
How do you know about the
made
stained
up.
glass windows not being the?
Oh, so you weren't there.
Who builds a church with open windows? Who
I'm
the hell would do
confused.
that?
Were you
I
there or
don't know,
not there?
Don. I'm
I
just
thought you were
saying I
there.
don't know. I don't
That'd be great,
know that
wouldn't
it
on a
was
rainy
true.
day.
I don't know that I'm not saying it was true. I wouldn't know if it's true or not. Would you?
Yes, I can
Neither would
tell by
Dawn.
hearing it once. It
It's
is true.
an interesting theory. Is all I'm saying.
Oh, it's a silly theory.
Well, you can have your
Maybe it was Dawn's
opinion about it.
cousin. Did you
This
hear
is
it from
what
your
happens,
cousin, Dawn?
yeah, when
Was
New
he there?
Age thinkers discover the idea of vibration and frequency and then go wild with their own made-up
Hey
ideas.
Don, speaking
That's
of
what
New Age,
happens.
are you a part of the Thelema Discord server?
Yes, I am actually.
I think I am too. Which one is what's the one called that you're in?
Thelema chord.
Thelema Cord. Okay. Because I'm not sure if did you invite me to that? Somebody invited me to it, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
I don't
Oh no,
think
I mean
I
it's
did.
a
Is that
different
like
one
a-
here.
It's very
It's
weird.
like
Have
It's an
you
occult.
seen-
No, there's another one here, Don. You have to give me an invite to
Is it like a
yours, and I'll give you.
Scientology one?
We'll trade occult Discord servers.
Okay, that's
I'll
right.
give you an
They're
invite.
really weird
Nice.
guys in there. They're Freemasons that are quite skeptical of all other paths.
Say hello to Tom Cruise.
And also demonologists that think they're talking to Beelzebub.
This one's called. Let's see. Let's see if you're on this one. Is this the same one? It's called I can't even pronounce it. It's like a Israeli type. But you might be interested in this one actually because I know you're into this kind of material.
All right, send him a link. Carlos, what the fuck would they feed the incubus baby? Not incubus. I mean incubated baby. What do you feed it? How do you feed it? Carlos? I can picture this baby in this artificial womb thing in the corner of the house, just slowly but surely growing away. But
You put
how
a
the
tube
fuck
in
do you
there.
nourish it? What's going on there? You pissing in a corner or what?
A tube down into the tank and it connects the baby.
To what though? Connects the baby to what?
Liquid food.
What? That's what I'm asking. What is the food, Dawn?
Just
Is
everything
it
a baby
Silent
needs.
Green or what?
Everything a baby needs mushed down into tubable liquid.
Yeah, but the growing baby needs very different stuff to when the baby comes out. It's a very different. So I'm just
they've worked
wondering,
it
like,
all
what?
out. I'm sure they've worked it all out. It's fine. Did you know that you can grow baby lambs inside a fake womb made out of a plastic bag?
Yeah, but what are they feeding it? It is. I've seen the chicken one. The
They
chicken
pump
one's
it
pretty
in. They must pump it in, dude. I'm just guessing.
interesting.
You use a tube and they pump it in.
Yeah, well, all I can say is that's fucked. That's not right.
Do you not like to have an incubation baby?
No. No way.
Let's say you had a partner, a female partner. She really, really wanted to build a family with you. Now, in the next 5 years, and it was all her destiny was. It was all she cared about, and you couldn't have real children.
Why?
She decided instead of fostering or adopting, because I want it to be ours, let's do the incubation baby thing. Would you do it then?
Right, so find a surrogate. There's already ways to do that. You find a surrogate.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But surrogates could
That way the
bring in-
baby can
bring in
actually
weird
grow
DNA
up.
and weird genes, and we want to do it the modern way. That's what she'll say to you.
Yeah, the only look, I'm all
Let's go
for
on science,
innovation,
baby.
but what the fuck are you feeding it? Because if it's not the stuff that they would normally eat and it's some synthetic version, then you're just going to have problems from the outset. Which is like where we are with agriculture. All the problems with all the crap
Yeah,
they
I
did
do
to make
agree.
it
I
grow
agree. You're right.
faster and stronger and brighter and shinier and blue eyes, not brown eyes. We want blue eyes. We don't want boys that are under a certain height or girls that are fucking too tall or with too big feet. No one wants chicks with big feet. They'll get away with that real quick.
It's
Go
going
on.
to have a high IQ, but also webbed feet. So it's worth the risk.
Hey, Don, when I'm
Just like
trying
in
to,
Jurassic Park, they'll accidentally give it. Sorry, go on.
well, I was just ask him how do I get into this, because it says there's no information. It's just giving me the intro, and then there's nowhere to go after that.
And
There's
that you
a
join
trick.
and then you're stuck in a room. I think the mods must get to you like in a week or a few days or something.
Okay, it says something about agree, and I couldn't see where it said agree. Never mind. I can't figure out how to send you an invite from the other channel. I don't know if I have permission to do so.
Under the name, press
Probably
the
not.
down arrow and invite and copy the link. Press my name.
I think you have to be a 33rd degree, don't you? To have those privileges.
I don't go in that Thelema Discord much. It's a bit weird.
Okay, right, here you go. You know what I'm talking about? I just sent you one.
I don't know, but yeah, cheers.
Brando.
They might have some type of
This
weird
one has
agreement.
a lot of info.
They might have a weird agreement system like, yeah, we have to go to check in and agree and then wait for a few days.
Look at the one I just sent you. You're gonna be happy. There's a bunch of info down your alley.
No.
So you're all about the Aleister Crowley these days, huh? Do what thou wilt.
Yeah, I find him interesting. When I got into the occult and spirituality, he was like the edgy old writer who was taking stuff from around the world and westernizing it. So I got into it, and he's very creative and weird in his writing. And you know, he's known as the greatest magician to ever live, past King Solomon,
Absolutely.
I guess.
You know, he was connected directly with NASA.
Yes, Jack
Through,
Parsons. And
yeah, Jack
35th
Parsons,
degree
right.
Mason.
So if you know that he's the greatest magician, then why don't you see that NASA is all magic?
I actually agree. A lot of NASA is magic.
There you go. Okay, so that doesn't give you any kind of doubt about the idea that might just be to try to cover up the idea that we're not really on a spinning ball.
No, I think
It's just a cog disc, mate.
I
Just a cog disc. He'll get
well,
there.
I think they're exaggerating about how they can get off the surface of the spinning ball. That's my conspiracy.
They're what? They're imagining.
They're exaggerating and faking how far they can get away from the surface of the spinning ball.
The presumed spinning ball.
No, it's 100% fact that I believe in.
Well, that's
What-
not a belief. That's
believe
100% fact. It's not a belief, right? You can't say that. You
I
can't
believe
say I
it's
believe
true.
100% fact.
I believe it's true.
You can believe it's true, but it can't be 100% fact at the same time. See,
Yeah, it can. It's a fact for
and then
the
it's not
other
it's
people.
not a belief.
It's a
You
fact
don't need
for the-
faith in a fact.
It's a fact for the people that know, and I believe it.
Yeah, it's a fact that he believes it. Yeah.
No. I believe it's a fact.
You believe it's a fact. Well, your belief would be unfounded.
No, you can look it up. It's a fact for a lot of other people too.
Factoid. Love factoids. Did you know?
The do what thou wilt thing is difficult.
Have you read the Book of the Law?
Yeah, I've read it once and I've listened to it twice, and I still don't really fully understand it.
Has Ranty taken photos of the bloody thing up the hill yet? Has anyone made a prediction? Have they finished all that nonsense? Does anybody know?
Ranty? Why would I care about what Ranty does after what he did? This is like
What
he's
did
a
he
joke.
do? Oh yeah, well that's right. But what did he do?
But he decided to become a ball earther again, right?
Oh, flip. Yeah, that was just a financial thing, mate. Jeez,
Yeah,
he's obviously
imagine.
struggling. He needed some money.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
big thing for the people that. It's funny because he had so many like, firsthand observations taken with his camera. He had the best flat Earth observations ever, like with his camera, and then he decides from one picture, third hand, that he's going to become a baller again. I mean, it's so obvious.
It's absurd.
It is.
Yeah.